Good morning, everyone. Today's lecture is on cultivation of cardamom. The scientific name of small cardamom is Elateria cardamomum. Cardamom, popularly known as queen of spices, is dried fruit of a tall perennial herbaceous plant. In India, cardamom is cultivated in Kerala 60%, Karnataka 31%, Tamil Nadu 9%. Due to its delicate aroma, cardamom is one of the most expensive spices in the world. Till the 70s, India was enjoying a near monopoly position both in its production and export in the world. Recently, Guatemala has emerged as a main competitor with India. Climate and soil. The natural habitat of cardamom is evergreen forest of the Western Ghats. It is grown in areas receiving annual rainfall of 1500 to 4000 millimeter and temperatures of 10 degree to 35 degrees centigrade and 600 to 1500 meter above mean sea level. Cardamom is generally grown in forest loamy soils, which are usually acidic pH 5.0 to 6.5. Most of the cardamom growing regions are situated in heavy rainfall areas and therefore suffer from leaching of nutrients. These soils tend to be acidic due to leaching of bases. Cardamom is generally grown in evergreen forest where the surface soil is enriched by the deposition of organic matter due to organic recycling. Hence, these soils are quite rich in nitrogen. The rate of decomposition of organic matter in cardamom plantation is slower because of its forest tree association and consequent lower mean annual temperature. Majority of cardamom growing soils are low to medium in available P and K. These soils are lato soils formed under alternate wet and dry conditions. The soil depth is fairly deep with good drainage. The clay fraction is predominantly kaolinitic and hence there is no fixation of K in these soils. The soils also contain large quantities of iron and aluminum oxide and hence they strongly fix soluble phosphates as insoluble ones. However, higher organic matter content helps to solubilize the phosphates and thick mulch on ground helps prevent immediate fixation of soluble phosphates. Varieties of small cardamom. 6 varieties of cardamom have been released. They are Modigri 1, PB1, CCS1 and SKP14. Prostate type of panicles suited for Karnataka. ICRI 1 and ICRI 2 for Kerala and Tamil Nadu. They yield 260 to 409 kg per hectare. Propagation of cardamom. Cardamom is propagated both through seeds and vegetatively. Vegetative method is becoming popular as this ensures large scale production of true tutu type planting material of high yielding lines. The suckers free from pests and diseases are better suited for clonal multiplication of high yielding varieties. Tissue culture technology for rapid multiplication of cardamom clones is adopted by the organized industrial sector. Tissue culture planting material is available in large numbers, as in case of suckers. Tissue cultured planters also behave like that of the parents, ensuring high productivity. If original tissue is selected from high yielding line, the rate of multiplication is quite high. The seedlings are raised in primary and secondary nurseries. Afterwards, they become ready for planting. Cultivation aspect of cardamom. First one is planting. About 10 to 18 months old seedlings are used for planting in the field. Preparation of land consists of clearing all undergrowth and thinning out excess shade trees or branches to have an even overhead canopy. If land is slopey, it is advisable to start the clearing from top downwards. Pits of 45 cm into 45 cm into 30 cm size may be dug in April-May and filled with a mixture of topsoil and compost or well-rotten farmyard manure. In slopy land, contour terraces may be made and pits may be taken along the contour. Close planting 2 meter into 1 meter is advisable along the contour. The spacing adapted for Malabar type is 2 meter into 2 meter between plants and rows in Karnataka. The spacing adapted for Malabar type is 2 meter into 2 meter between plants and rows in Karnataka. In Kerala, 2 to 3 meter from plant to plant and row to row space is adapted. The lines should be taken across the slope to minimize soil erosion and conserve moisture. Staggered trenches may be taken across the slope. The soil collected in trenches may be utilized for earthing up during post-monsoon period. The planting is carried out during the rainy season commencing from June. The time of planting in low-lying areas is ideal after the cessation of heavy monsoon showers. Cloudy days with light drizzles are ideal for planting. In clonal material, suckers, the established clumps in the clonal nursery are split into sections consisting of at least one mature suckers along with a young growing shoot. Well-formed planting material results in more shoots per clump and early bearing. The section of rhizome is placed in small depressions in the prepared filled trenches or pits and covered with soil and mulch, while the leafy shoots are placed almost parallel to the soil surface. New shoots arise from the rhizome and constitute a clump. Deep planting of suckers should be avoided since it yields to a high percentage of mortality. The best establishment is obtained when planting is carried out in August. Planting should be avoided during heavy rains and winter as establishment and growth are poor. Seedlings are planted up to collar regions in the depression. Deep planting should be avoided as it results in suppression of growth and may cause death of plants due to decaying of underground rhizomes. The seedlings should be supported by stakes and mulched. Manuring and fertilization. Cardamom responds very well to organic and inorganic fertilizers. Normally, a dose of 75, and 150 kilograms night NPK per hectare should be applied. Urea is a better source of nitrogenous fertilizers than ammonium sulfate. Application of lime corrects soil acidity and enhances rate of nitrification, resulting in better growth. A fertilizer dose of 120 to 140 kg NPK per hectare to the high yielding density of 5,000 plants per hectare is recommended for Karnataka, whereas a dose of 30 kg NPK per hectare is recommended in Kerala. Organic manures like compost or cattle manure may be given at the rate of 5 kg per clump. Neem oil cake may be applied at the rate of 1 kg per clump. For split application of fertilizers, May and September is optimum time under rain-fed conditions. Fertilizers should be applied in two splits. The first application helps in production of suckers and development of capsules, whereas the second helps in initiation of panicles and suckers. In irrigated plantation, application of fertilizers in 4 split doses at a quarterly interval is beneficial. Fertilizers should not be applied during heavy showers, which often leads to leaching of nitrogen and phosphorus. Before application of fertilizers, panicles should be coiled in circling the base of the plant. Fertilizers may be applied around the plant in a circular fashion and incorporated in the soil with a hand pour. Mulching should be done immediately after incorporating the fertilizers. The panicles may then be released and spread on mulch to facilitate a movement of honeybees for effective pollination and better setting of capsules. After care, bedding, mulching, trashing, shade regulation, fertilizer application and irrigation should be taken up regularly. Fallen leaves of the shade trees should be applied during November-December to reduce the ill effects of drought prevailing for 4 to 5 months in summer. Exposing the panicles over the mulch is beneficial for bee pollination. Depending upon the intensity of bees, 2 to 3 rounds of bedding in May, June, August, September and December, January are necessary. In slopy land, only slashing of beads should be carried out to prevent soil erosion. Spraying of Paraquat 625 ml in 500 liters of water per hectare may be done only in interspaces between rows, leaving 60 cm around the plant base. Spraying may be done both in pre and post monsoon periods. Dressing removes old and drying shoots of plants. It should be done once in a year with the onset of monsoon under rain-fed conditions and 2 to 3 times in high-density plantations provided with irrigation facilities. Light shade is more favorable in the initial stages to enhance vegetative growth in areas having sparse tree growth suitable fast growing shade trees should be planted. Permanent shade trees, cedar, balangi, and ilangi are suitable. Hennel thair may be planted in the low-lying valleys to provide adequate light during monsoon. Shade regulation may be taken up in May before the onset of the monsoon. Two-tier canopy is desirable with a height not more than 3 meters between the lower and higher canopy. Areas exposed to western side should have adequate shade. A thin layer of fresh fertile soil rich in organic matter may be provided at the base of the clump, covering up the collar regions by scraping between the rows or collecting soil from staggered trenches as check pits. Care must be taken not to heap the soil above collar regions of the clump, lest it tilts up the plant in course of time. Irrigation. It is quite essential to irrigate cardamom plantation from last week of January to mid-May. The plantations may be irrigated at 10 to 15 days intervals till the onset of monsoon. Regular irrigation 25 mm to 37.5 mm per irrigation helps in initiation of panicles, flowering and fruit set. The moisture levels should be maintained above 45 to 50%. Of the various methods of irrigation, overhead method is ideally suited to cardamom plantations. Drip irrigation is also becoming popular where water is scarce. The flow of water through the drippers are so adjusted that 2 to 3 liters of water is discharged per hour. Application of 10 to 15 liters of water per plant per day is sufficient for cardamom. Harvesting and post-harvest management of cardamom. The cardamom comes to bearing in the 2 to 3 years after planting. The fruits mature at 30 to 40 days intervals, necessitating 5 to 6 pickings. Harvesting season is October-November. In Kerala and Tamil Nadu, harvesting starts from August-September and continues till February-March, whereas in Karnataka it starts in July-August and continues up to December-January. Capsules are harvested just short of full ripeness over mature fruits split on drying floor, whereas the unripe fruits shrivel on drying. An average yield of dry capsules from a well-maintained plantation comes to 500 kg per hectare. After harvesting, capsules are dried either in fuel kiln or electrical dryer or in the sun. Soaking freshly harvested green cardamom capsules in 2% washing soda solution for 10 minutes prior to drying help retain original green color during drying. Under flue pipe dryer, it should be dried at 45 to 50 degrees centigrade for 14 to 18 hours, while overnight drying at 50 to 60 degrees centigrade is required under the electrical dryer. The capsules are spread thinly and stirred frequently to ensure uniform drying. The dried capsules are rubbed with hands or agitated to ensure uniform drying. They are winnowed to remove any foreign matter. They are then sorted out according to their size and color and stored in black cut polythene lined gunny bags to retain the green color during storage. These bags are kept in wooden chambers and sent to market as and when required. Thank you for patience hearing.